Hey Slayers, and in this video, actually, you know what? No, I wanna talk about something before we actually start. As you can see, Columns is in the background. This is what made Columns so good, what made the Columns series so good. But no, first off, I want to say I'm making a few changes. Mean Bean Mondays from now on will not just be Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I still will do videos on it sometimes when I have an idea, but from now on, Mean Bean Mondays will be puzzle games in general, just Sega puzzle games in general. That I wanted to specify that so you know from now on. Also, what was I also gonna say? What else? Also, be sure to let me know in the comments what should I make a series? What should I make? What made this series so good next? What series should I cover next in this little series? Okay? But let's talk about what made Columns so good. So as you can see, we're playing Columns 1, right? Now this is the very first Columns. This is the Genesis version, not the arcade version. I don't really have the specifications to cover the arcade version. That's why there is no Columns 2 in this too. But let's talk about Columns 1 for a minute. Columns 1 does so many things right. Okay? The music is soothing and relaxing, and you probably can't hear the music as I put my own music over it. I should have put that music in there, but I really don't have that. I don't really have that many Columns songs on my phone, which is weird because I really should. But okay, but the music in Columns is great. Okay, I might actually, you know what? No, actually, I'm gonna put some Columns 3 music in the background for you to listen to, and just pay attention to that, right? But this is the Genesis version. Look at it, just pay attention to the gameplay right here, right? The gameplay in this game is so good. Like, it's just so good. It's so refreshing. Like, there's just so many, I want to say, bad puzzle games out there. Puzzle games that's not like fun or even enjoyable to play for a long period of time. I can play a same Columns game for a long time and just never get bored. It's so satisfying when you pull off a huge combo in this game. Like, just like in Puyo Puyo. Okay, let me explain how the gameplay works. In Columns, you match a row of 3 either up and down or horizontally, or side to side. So you match a row of 3. Like, so this isn't, don't come in, if you play Puyo Puyo first, don't come into Columns thinking this is like Puyo Puyo, because it's not. This is the Columns as a whole operates on a totally different database than oh, I want to talk about the special orbs. You just saw me get that special orb. When you touch it to one of the blocks, it automatically eliminates all those colors, so that's great. But combos in this game don't really do anything. At least in the first game, they don't really do anything. What am I talking about? Game over. Now we switch to the Game Gear version here, but the combos in this game, they don't really do much. Okay, they're just there, right? They're just there, but they're satisfying to pull off and to watch it and to see. Like, I can get a pretty high score in Columns. Like, I can do pretty well in Columns. Columns is fun. It's super, like, competitive. It can be, if you get a second player going, my god, you can have a good time in Columns, and that's not a lie. You can last a long time in Columns. So I recommend, if you have the ability to play second, to get 2 players together, or even more, to play Columns, you do so, because it is a blast to play. It's a great party game. It's a great experience. Hold on. Wow, I'm playing terribly. I'm not playing too good. Actually, no, wait, maybe I'm doing good. But it's great to try and see what combos you can pull off. To this game, okay, so remember how I said this is different from Puyo Puyo? Well, in Puyo Puyo, or Mean Bean Machine, whatever you want to call it, and Puyo Puyo as a whole, the series, you can stack up. There's only one spot that your Puyos come down. Well, in this game, and you can stack up all the way to the top. So like, and you could fraud stack and things like that and Puyo Puyo, but you can't do that in this game, as any on any side, as you may see, I showed the ultimate Puyo Puyo technique to where you could just stack up to the top and have just a full 2 sides full of combos. You can't do that in this game because on each side, each line, any one of your lines that touch the top automatically count as a game over. So if you end up touching the top, it automatically is a game over. So you got that going for you. So you have to beware of the top in this game. Touch any part of the top, you get an automatic game over, as I do here pretty soon to end off the Game Gear, because I want to get... Now, there's 3 sections of this, so this is still Columns 1 right here we're talking about, because Columns 3 is getting its own little part as soon as I switch to the game. But the gameplay is fluid, it's solid. I recommend you play Columns 1, you jump into Columns 1 as you can. Now look, on any version, I do recommend you do the Genesis version or the arcade version over the Game Gear version. Do the Game Gear version, but it doesn't really add anything new. Like I said, it's really just there. It's really just a handheld version of the game, which is, if you have a Game Gear, go ahead and pick this version up. I already did a separate review of this version of Columns, so I'm not going to do a second one. But like I said, if you have a handheld version, this is the pretty much greatest handheld version of Columns you can get. Besides, because now you can pretty much, if you have a Switch, or a 3DS, you can pretty much just pick Columns up on those for pretty cheap. Or, you know, you can always go the other option and just emulate it. Excuse me. I want those little parts today. But no, I recommend you do go with the Genesis or arcade version. The gameplay, and there's more modes than that I didn't even get to mention. There's like an actual mode where you win, or there's just endless mode. Like for what you would have to do on the actual mode where you win, of the objective is to actually there will be one flashing color that comes down, and you have to match that with a whole bunch of other colors, and you can see I'm dying, so that means it's time to switch to Columns 3. So on to Columns 3. Columns 3 is its own little thing, okay? And I accidentally, as you can see, it's the quick jump cut here, because I jumped cut because what actually happened was I clicked 101 and I forgot that 101 only requires a second player. But no, in Columns 3, the objective is actually different, okay? Columns 3 is a great game. It's probably the best version of Columns. Like I said, I haven't played Columns 2 yet. When I play Columns 2, that'll get it. When I have the ability to actually record Columns 2 and play Columns 2, that will get its own separate video, and we'll talk about it there. But as of now, my opinion stands on Columns 3 being the best version. So on Columns 3, right, things are changed up, okay? So instead of you just trying to get a high score or match up a certain amount of or match up with a flashing block to score the win, what you actually do is you have an opponent, and as you can see, that opponent has a block under him now, and I have one under me. Every time you make a 2 combo, right? Every time you make a 2 combo, like you make a good combo with, you know, two perfect combos. I'm not gonna say perfect, but just 2 combos. You can now press C to make your opponent's board go up, and the objective is to again make your opponent touch the top before you do. See, I just moved his board up again. That's your objective in this version. So remember how I said the first Columns is a great party game? This Columns blows away the Columns 1 in every way. Like I said, I haven't played Columns 2. Columns 2 might have added this feature first, but I know, as far as I know, Columns 3 did it first. Don't quote me on that though, because like I said, I haven't played Columns 2. So Columns 2 might have added this feature first, but the objective is just so cool, as it makes the game so frantic and way more fun. It's like, it can get chaotic at times, which is super fun, because it's like, you can be almost about to kill your opponent, and then at the last moment, turns out your opponent was saving up all his combos to just press C and just automatically one-shot you. So it's like, it's chaotic, it's frantic, it's fun, it's everything you need in comms. Then you still have the same old verses, but with the added stipulation. And if you press start, I didn't show this off in the video, but if you press start, each time you do the story mode, you get 3 power-ups, and those power-ups can help you along your way. There's that special gem you saw, that special flashing gem, that automatically puts your rock thing down. So that'll automatically put you down to the bottom, and each time you move your opponent's you move your opponent's board up, right? Each time you move your opponent's board up, you actually move yours down. So that's what happened. See, I beat him, I won. This is the end of the video. See you later.